Tonight on News Channel 12 Live at 6, find out why the grass behind me is green all year long.
I know.
Tonight on News Channel 12 Live at 6, find out which company renewed its contract with WKU over the break.
And the heat is on. We topped out at 71 degrees today in Bowling Green. I'll tell you how warm it's going to get later in the week and when the next rain chance is coming up in just a few.
This is News Channel 12 Live at 6, where commitment makes the difference.
Good evening and thanks for joining us on News Channel 12 Live at 6 for February 21st. I'm Temple Ricky.
And I'm Christy Bollinger. If you're anything like me, you're probably confused about the recent weather. So here's Evan Hatter with a preview of what we can expect this week.
It's been very warm across the region throughout the whole week, and it's going to continue into the rest of the week. We topped out at 71 degrees today in the city of Bowling Green, 72 in Louisville. It was a little cooler up north where they had a few more showers, but even out east, the warmth continued. Knoxville topped out at 72, and it was 71 in London. And even right now, we're sitting, although it's cloudy, at 66 degrees. It's pretty dry out there, but that wind is blowing just a little bit. 66 right now, 68 in Louisville, mid-50s to the north. What we've got coming up a little later in weather, we've got rain moving out for tomorrow. Temperatures stay unseasonably warm through the rest of the week, and could we see some strong storms late in the week? I'll talk about that and much more in just a few minutes. Temple and Christy.
Now, speaking of the weather, it's been up and down. I was expecting a few more weeks of winter. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I would have definitely loved for some snow days. Unfortunately, it's not looking in the cards for us. And speaking of allergies, it's been 3 years since a clinic partnered with WKU to start providing their services on campus. Karen Iser joins us on set to give us insight on the clinic.
Right, thanks, Christy. Now, before Christmas break, there was talk about a new contract for WKU Health Services, which would move a close partner out of the building.
I think that, we've had both a long and a strong relationship with the university. I think it goes back many, many years.
August of 2014, Graves Gilbert Clinic opened their doors in Health Services facility on Western Kentucky's campus. But just recently, Assistant Administrator Craig Heckman didn't know how long that relationship would last.
We were surprised in 2016 to receive a letter that indicated that the university would be terminating the contract in December of 2016. We thought the contract would run through 2018, but the university chose to terminate the contract early.
However, WKU Director of Media Relations Bob Skipper looked at the letter differently.
Actually, there was never really a termination because the contract was awarded before the Graves Gilbert was terminated.
And their overall plan.
In the process of working towards putting in the sports medicine complex, it was determined that we needed to go through a process and actually lease the space that Graves Gilbert was using.
A bidding process that Graves Gilbert was going to enter in.
So we put in a proposal for that and was happy again to be selected as the best bidder.
A second proposal and a change to the contract.
Leases the property at a fair market value as opposed to a profit sharing agreement that we had previously.
And with the new agreement, Craig and his crew hoped would last 4 more years.
So our relationship with Western, again, both long and strong, and I hope it continues for many, many years, and Health Services is one of the ways to do that.
Graves Gilbert Clinic and Health Services officially closed the bid on December 17, 2016, and we're back fully operating before the spring semester began.
Thanks, Karen. It's flu season on the Hill, which is causing many Bowling Green residents to miss work and school. According to the Center for Disease Control, experts say that the flu is spread through droplets produced when people cough, sneeze, and talk. Now, a fun fact for those trying to avoid the flu, the virus can be spread to others from up to 6 feet away. Common symptoms include fever, cough, sore throat or runny nose, body aches, headaches, and fatigue. Getting a flu shot can help reduce the risk of illness by nearly half, as well as washing your hands with soap and water. Several schools in surrounding counties have closed their doors because of the flu, and Warren County is taking special precautions. Reporter Dagny Hamilton has more.
Are you ready? Yes. The temperature may be unseasonably warm, but that doesn't stop the flu and other winter illnesses from hitting classrooms just like these across Warren County. With some schools in surrounding counties closing because of absences, Warren County Public Schools must weigh their options.
So I think at our core, it's about our number one priority, which is student safety. So at any point, if we fear that students would be getting sick by entering the buildings where their health would be in jeopardy, obviously we would take those measures.
As the fourth largest district in the state, Warren County must put the learning of their 16,000 students first.
12. So what can you do to help stop the spread of germs in schools and playgrounds just like this?
School officials say if your child is sick or experiencing symptoms, keep them home.
We have an amazing staff of custodians and facility managers who go in, who are cleaning the schools all throughout the day when students are inside the classroom. We also have nighttime custodians in all of our buildings who are obviously doing the same thing, but really getting in and being able to make sure that the facilities are clean, really able to sanitize when we don't have students in the building.
Just a reminder that if your child is experiencing flu-like symptoms, Warren County Schools ask that you please keep them at home.
A doctor in the Kentucky Senate is moving to restrict smoking in Kentucky. Republican State Senator Ralph Alvarado has tried pushing several statewide workplace smoking bans with little success. Kentucky leads the country in smoking rates and incidents of cancer caused by smoking. This week, Alvarado convinced the state Senate to approve a ban on all tobacco products at all Kentucky public school districts. The bill now has to get the approval of the House of Representatives.
An amendment proposed to City Ordinance Code brought crowds to Bowling Green City Hall today. Commissioner Brian Nash introduced the change at the commissioner meeting. He proposed to add gender identity and sexual orientation to the already existing list of barred discriminations when it comes to public accommodations. The amendment did not receive a second nomination from another commissioner, therefore shutting it down. Crowds chanted "shame" as the meeting ended. Commissioner Slim received a round of applause as he exited the building. A group of protesters made their way to Lawrenceburg, Kentucky today. Protesters organized by the Indivisible KY gathered outside of Senator Mitch McConnell's town hall. They held protests denouncing McConnell's support for President Trump. Goals of the Indivisible KY include fighting for Muslim rights and putting a stop to the construction of a wall at the Mexican-American border.
WKU President Gary Ransdell responded to the University Senate's resolution to make WKU a sanctuary campus. Ransdell said he will not support the resolution because of legal issues, although he supports the ideas behind it. He says WKU cannot interfere if government officials choose to investigate a student, but will protect any student's privacy rights through FERPA. The response also says WKU will lawfully provide support to any students affected by the recent executive order suspending travel from several countries. A new executive order regarding immigration policies is on the way.
We will have strong borders again.
The Trump administration is preparing to roll out a new travel ban executive order. Sources tell CNN the draft order revises the original botched order, which caused confusion, mass protests, and portions of it were halted by multiple federal courts. The take two of the order, expected later this week, is intended to be a streamlined, tightened-up version, according to administration officials, which sources say will exempt green card holders, take out any preference for certain religious minorities allowed in the country, and attempt to fix the due process concerns of the federal appeals court that blocked the original order by giving detailed notice of restrictions on those people coming from the 7 identified countries with current or pending visas.
We will have a short phase-in period to make sure that people on the other end don't get on airplanes. But if they're on an airplane and inbound, they'll be allowed to enter the country.
Secretary Kelly promising less chaos this time.
I will have opportunity to work a rollout plan, in particular to make sure that there's no one, in a sense, caught in the system of moving from overseas to our airports, which happened on the first release.
All this as the Homeland Security Secretary is also set to release some aggressive new guidelines for carrying out the president's immigration policies. outlining in 2 earlier versions obtained by CNN directions to agencies to implement the tightening of immigration laws by raising the standard on asylum seekers and unaccompanied minors entering the country, sending people awaiting immigration proceedings in the U.S. back to Mexico, expanding the use of expedited removal proceedings for unauthorized immigrants, which could impact thousands more undocumented immigrants. And the memos call for an increase in detention facilities and agents. The moves setting off immigration rights advocates and Democratic lawmakers. Senator Menendez dubbing this a mass deportation effort.
Ultimately, anyone who is found in an undocumented status would ultimately be apprehended and deported, with due process totally eroded under the proposals that I'm hearing about.
It is still unknown where President Trump's administration stands with the DACA protection program. KSP will offer a summer camp for kids this summer. The reason behind it when we come back.
And coffee baristas are no longer just adding sugar and cream to your drink. Coming up, we talk about the special twist they add to each cup.
Attorney General Andy Beshear is visiting WKU tomorrow to announce a new video contest. The video contest is called Voice of Justice and is aimed to promote sexual assault awareness on college campuses. Beshear will be in DSU tomorrow morning at 10:30. You can find the official rules on kentucky.gov. Kentucky State Police officials are taking applications for children to attend a free summer camp. Trooper Island Camp offers kids ages 10 to 12 the chance to spend time at Dale Hollow Lake in Clinton County. The summer program is for children whose families can't afford to send them to other camps. It offers recreation guidance and esteem building activities designed to build good citizenship and positive relationships with law enforcement officers.
A local triathlon club is gearing up for an indoor competition. The event is hosted by Bowling Green's T3 Club and will take place this Sunday in the Preston Center. Participants are expected to pay $8 for the bike, swim, and run, and the event will kick off at 1 p.m. A local coffee shop is drawing up more than just a good brew. NC12 reporter Kirsten Kirk went behind the scenes to find out more.
I actually own my own photography business, and I only work here part-time. I mean, it took me about a good 6 months to actually figure out what I was doing and to make something that I thought was readable as latte art.
Yeah, it's really cool. Actually, I'm from Fort Lauderdale, and a coffee shop in Fort Lauderdale knew about Spencer's here. So, because of their like latte art and all that stuff.
It's just like there are a lot of different steps that you have to get to actually even be like where you can write something in the latte. It's just like a process of aerating the milk and putting air in it and then getting it to the right temperature. Here at the coffee shop, it's important for us to put that final touch on it to make it a little bit more special than maybe a different coffee shop in town. And it makes people happy. I mean, I can't tell you how many times people will look at it and go, oh, this is so pretty. They take a picture of it and Instagram it or whatever. It's just something extra. And yeah, we don't have to do it, but we enjoy it and the customer enjoys it. So it's something special to this certain coffee shop.
And switching gears, later in sports, reporter Katie Cook gives us a look at how baseball season started out for the Tops.
And welcome back to News Channel 12. It is very warm out there, and that's going to continue for the next few days. 71 in Bowling Green. It was 72 in Louisville for your high today. 70s in Nashville and London, much above average. Your Doppler radar view right now, we have a little bit of mist moving over the city right now. Really nothing too heavy, but it is out there. You could feel a couple of drops of rain as you walk outside this evening. As of right now, it's 68 in Louisville. It's a little cooler where they've had a few more clouds today. 55 in Bloomington, 57 in Cincinnati, 66 in London, and right here in Bowling Green under cloudy skies. South winds 5 to 8 with a couple of those showers, a little bit of mist out there, but other than that, really a warm, very mild night because we topped out, like I said, 71 today, not far from the record of 75 set way back in 1897. That precip number there, that 0, that's probably a little off now. We are running just under an inch on the month at the moment. And, you know, that low of 50, that's right around where we should be for highs this time of year. That really tells you just how warm it is, and it's going to be over the next few days. What we're watching out there right now is this low pressure system that's moving off the east coast with that chance of precipitation as we move through the day today. What we've got coming through for your day on Thursday is this next low pressure system. It's causing all those problems out in California with the flooding you may have heard about, and that's going to spread a warm front our way. That's going to kick up what we call southwesterly flow, and that means we're going to add moisture and even more heat to the atmosphere ahead of this cold front that's draped across the Arklatex region come Thursday. And that's going to introduce a slight risk of severe weather for your day on Friday. We're right here in Bowling Green. Damaging winds, frequent lightning, and heavy rainfall, the main threats. We're still a few days out, and we will keep you posted on that. But for tonight, 55 with those showers ending, remaining quite mild out there. Southeast winds to 5, becoming calm as we move through the night. For your day tomorrow, again, 70 showers early, but mostly cloudy through the day. South winds kicking up a little later. And your 7-day outlook, again, there's that 70 on Wednesday, 73 with a shower chance on Thursday as that warm front moves through, but that should end as we move through the day. 75 and those thunderstorm chances Friday, mainly Friday night, but that cold front moves through, and Saturday looks a lot better, a lot closer to average. Sunny and 50 degrees, 51 for your Sunday as well. And we kick those temperatures up a notch as we move towards the next work week. 60 degrees on Monday and 61 on Tuesday, all with sunny skies. Of course, you can keep up to date with on-campus weather at all times. WKUweather.com, White Squirrel Weather, and at WKU Weather on Twitter.
Over the summer, WKU baseball traded dirt and grass in for rubber and synthetic. Reporter Will Puckett brings us the story.
After the conclusion of last season, WKU's baseball's Nick Dennis Field went from this to this. A $1.3 million project to install AstroTurf as the playing surface, something WKU Athletic Director Todd Stewart said was a no-brainer.
There really are a lot of benefits to having that. I think first and foremost, it really enables our team to practice and play on a much more regular basis.
Now, normally when you think of baseball, grass and clay come to mind. But after trips to both Vanderbilt and Louisville, the prospects of a turf diamond were too much to overcome.
So we wanted to kind of see firsthand what they had and talk to them and get their impressions of the advantages and if there were any disadvantages, which there weren't. And then ultimately with that information, try to pull the best from each one.
The decision to switch to turf wasn't the hard part. It was the 2 months, according to Stewart, it took to install the turf. But it was worth the wait, as this year's Hilltoppers are crazy about the new Nick.
I mean, we love it. I mean, all we got to do right now is brush a little sand out of the way, and we're good to go tomorrow. So no tarp pull, no anything like that. We love it.
The old saying goes, practice makes perfect, and as it should. For the coaching staff of the Hilltoppers, the main thing about this new turf is being ready for anything it may throw at you.
Well, practice, that's one thing. You know, our kids need to take as many ground balls as they can. You know, when it gets wet, the ball skips a little bit more, and you see the ball gets to the outfield a lot quicker now. So a lot of it is just reputation.
And let's be honest, the players aren't the only ones that are happy. Reporting, Will Puckett, News Channel 12.
The Hilltoppers are in action tomorrow at Belmont.
And coming up, one dog is getting some serious praise for her work, what she did to earn some extra treats.
And Evan Hatter will join us one last time for a look at your weekend weather.
The Topper basketball team fell to Middle Tennessee on Thursday at home. MTSU had a quick 8-0 run before WKU closed the gap, going on a 10-3 hot streak in the middle of the first. Closing out the half, Middle went on an 13-0 run, crushing the momentum of the Tops. Middle Tennessee's Reggie Upshaw and Ja'Cory Williams accounted for 39 of 78 points as they cruised to an easy 78-52 win. Stansberry & Company returned to the hardwood to take on UAB at Diddle on Sunday. Justin Johnson scored a career high of 26 points while racking up 14 rebounds and 3 assists. The Tops led by 14 points at the half and maintained their lead throughout the rest of the game. The Tops came out on top with a score of 76-64, making it the 5th consecutive win against the Blazers at home. Up next, the team will hit the road to battle head-to-head with Charlotte. Tip-off is at 6 p.m. this Thursday. Now switching gears to softball. It's week 2 of playing for the WKU softball team, and they definitely had a busy weekend playing their first games at home for the Hilltopper Classic. The Tops fell short towards the beginning of their first game against Miami of Ohio, but made a comeback, scoring 3 home runs and ending with a final score of 7-6. However, the Tops fell to Belmont 12-3 for their final Saturday game. Then on Sunday, the team took on Western Illinois and came out with the dub. They faced Miami of Ohio again, but fell 3-1. Softball is back at the WKU softball complex to compete in the Holiday Inn Hilltopper Spring Fling this Thursday at 3 p.m. Friday kicked off opening season for Hilltopper baseball. The Tops took on Valparaiso at home for a weekend series. Game 1 was a hit, especially for junior right fielder Caleb Duckworth, who scored a walk-off home run, leaving the final score at 6-5. It was a tie game right after the half in Saturday's game until infielder Thomas Peters scored that game-winning home run, finishing the score at 3-2. However, during Sunday's game, the Tops trailed behind 4-0 until the 6th inning when WKU scored twice. But that still wasn't enough as Valparaiso led with a final score of 5-2. The WKU baseball team heads out for their first away game against Belmont this Wednesday. And for all things sports, join us back here this Thursday, same time, same channel for the Extra Point. Back to you all.
A 2-year-old boy is safe thanks to the help of Ava, a German Shepherd. Police report that a mother woke up to her son missing Saturday morning. Now, with the help of human scent, Ava led her handler and police to Portland Market, just 2 blocks from the little boy's home. Ava's canine handler, Becky Irving, says that after discovering the boy, she couldn't help but become teary-eyed. And as for Ava, she got her usual reward, her favorite ball and a big juicy steak. The boy was taken to the hospital and treated for exposure, but officials say he'll be okay.
And one last look at your weather. Warm conditions continue through the rest of the week, culminating in a thunderstorm chance on Friday. We'll watch a few of those, may be strong, but into the weekend that cold front goes through, and we're talking very nice weather to end the week and into the weekend. Sunny, 50 degrees. It's pretty average for this time of year.
That's exciting, definitely.
All right, it's definitely good to hear that we're going to have good weather, but unfortunately that's all the time we have for tonight, so thank you for joining us.